Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geary Stein and Stevens Show, an amazing video podcast with sports stars, entertainment celebrities, and other great guests, combining one host who has no legs, one host who lives in Duluth, Minnesota, and another host who seems to never be on the show. But now, on to the show with Troy, Dave, and maybe even Will.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and Happy New Year. Let me be one of the 150th persons to say Happy New Year for you, to you, and I hope you guys have had a nice, and fun, and safe weekend. Again, it's been start of the bowl season, and we are there. In fact, I'd like to bring in Troy Geary, who is standing by from my home in Glendale. Well, my home is Wickenburg, Arizona, but my home in Arizona, the state of Arizona. Troy Geary joining us from the Fiesta Bowl. And Troy, man, it started out great. We got our hopes up. We talked about this matchup, but again, David did not beat Goliath this time.
Yeah, Liberty took the ball. They wanted the ball right away, and they came down and scored right away. So I thought this was going to be a good game. But Oregon, after the first quarter, they got settled in, and it was all Oregon after that, 45-6.
Just really disappointing. I mean, once they got that thing going, it was pretty exciting. And in fact, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from the game here, Troy, and you can kind of talk about what you saw since you were there. Great game for Bo Nix, but again, Liberty getting off the pot early and getting everybody excited.
Yeah, Salter here.
Because they started off with this big running play out of the gate, and you're thinking, okay, Oregon's not really prepared.
Yeah, they got it. We got the run game going. It was like 6 plays, 3 minutes, and they scored pretty quickly. So,
yeah. Here's their
here with gasping after Liberty scored, thinking we're in for a treat here today. But like you said, there's the touchdown pass. Great catch, by the way.
Yeah, I was excited, and we're thinking, the announcers are talking, and everybody was all excited. But then the reality of Bo Nix and their running game really took over here to get things going, and really, I think, put the defense on their heels for Liberty, realizing that they're playing with the big boys.
Yeah, Bo Nix certainly is trying to improve his draft stock. Right now, he's middle of the first round. He wants to climb a little higher, and he had a great day. 5 touchdown passes, over 350 yards. And he set the all-time season record for completion percentage in the third quarter.
And it just kept piling on, and you're thinking, well, okay, Liberty's going to come back, but again, Bo was he was like Bo Jackson. He was humming like in two-sport athlete, just humming the ball, firing it in, and really making people forget about Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely left his mark at Oregon after transferring from Auburn, and he's going to go down as one of their greats.
What was it like then for the fans? Was it mostly Oregon-type fans because of being a Pac-12 state, or what was it like in the stands as this blowout started?
Well, actually, Liberty traveled really well. There was probably 60% Liberty fans here. They were raring to go, and after that first touchdown by Liberty, this place was rocking. But even though they after that they didn't do so hot the rest of the game, the crowd was still pretty involved in the whole game. So yeah.
And it talks about we get all the announcers and everybody all year long saying, well, we want these little schools to get in, but then the reality happens of they don't do well. And I don't know if this sets everybody back, because instead of a great matchup, it looked more like a MIAC school like St. John's against Oregon. I mean, it just never materialized to be a great game, and I think that's going to leave fans disappointing, especially after a game like yesterday where Florida State got blown out, because these are the Big Six.
Yeah, I mean, the new rules of college football, 15 years, where the top record for the non-Power 5 conferences get an at-large bid to the Fiesta Bowl, which was this year, and that happened to be Liberty. Had they had lost one of their games, we probably would have had Florida State or even Georgia here. So, fans, like I said, are missed out on a big primetime matchup. It sounds like everybody had a great time here.
Well, we're going to come back. Troy's going to pop into the locker room, and we're going to try to hear from the coaches and Bo and all those people that had a great game, and maybe a couple of those from Liberty. So Dave Stevens and Troy Geary, Will Stein somewhere in Minnesota, still suffering from how the Vikings played last night against the Packers. You're watching and listening to Geary Stein and Stevens live from the Fiesta Bowl. Troy's having fun. We'll be right back after this. Hi, everybody. Dave Stevens from the Geary Stein and Stevens Show. And, you know, Troy and I are on the road all the time covering games, doing things, my motivational speaking. But I have connected with LifeWave, which has really changed my life. And it's an amazing patch that not only helps me to live my life, it keeps me very active. Tammy Wellman is joining me. And now, Tammy, you put these patches on me. It is a stem cell regeneration plan. But tell us a little bit more how it works.
Yeah, so these patches are amazing. They're wearable wellness. They're non-transdermal patches. Nothing goes in your body. Your body gives off light. They capture it and they activate your body's own repair system. Your body goes to work to heal things that are in need of healing. Pain reduction, things like that.
It gave me an opportunity to play in the Celebrity Softball Classic. This video of my base hit, I wouldn't have done it without these patches. So please, if you want to know more about this product, go to patchit.life. LifeWave, it's changing my life.
We told you all year long, and now we have to holler. We ruined all our homes and scratched out all our collars. So freshly dressed, that's the size to go. With hundreds of amazing shirts and places to spend your dough. Oh, freshly dressed will find your shopping load. And save you more for $7 checkout with our GSS show code. The GSS show code.
Well, Troy, I know you're going to miss that fan favorite of our commercials for our friends at Fresh Clean Threads. And of course, LifeWave changing, making improvements in my life. I got my patch on. I got my boxes here of the X39s and everything. So again, make sure you guys check out that if you want to have a new quality of life and really change things and make things like since I've been using these, it's been fun. I mean, it really helps me to help my shoulder. And I know you've been using them, Troy, and it's been an amazing adjustment without chemicals. So patchit.life. Again, if you go there, you can check it out and live long, live well, and use Patchit. So again, back to Troy at the stadium, and Troy had a chance to be around the coaches and players. Obviously, some disappointment for Liberty, but man, Oregon really seemed like they had a lot of fun. And again, they got back in the national. Earlier this year, they thought they deserved to be in that national championship hunt, and I think today they showed that offense really was up there with that caliber. Troy.
Yeah, I mean, they have explosive offense. It was just two close losses to Washington. Real heartbreakers, both games, and then the last one in the Pac-12 championship game. They expect to compete every year for a national title, and with Coach Lanny, listen to his thoughts. He thinks that they should be here next year in this situation, hopefully competing for a national championship.
Yeah, let's take a listen to what they had to say.
I grew up watching the Fiesta Bowl. I grew up watching bowl games on New Year's Day and, just dreaming and, just going outside after and just, playing like I was in that position. And, even though maybe you could say it didn't go how we wanted to this year, but I think it ended exactly how, we could have controlled it. I think we did everything we could. And with the opportunity that presented itself, we were in the Fiesta Bowl. We were able to come out here and play. It wasn't until pregame I was out there warming up, and I've thought back to when back in 2010 the national championship was here, and I was able to come to it, and full circle moment. I'm back in my 5th year in the last game ever back in the stadium, and it's just little things like that that God orchestrates, and He does things like that. And He's just up there kind of smiling.
Yeah, certainly a unique experience to get to be a part of a New Year's Six. I think, every one of our players realize how special moments like that, how special this game is. I remember being in college watching the Fiesta Bowl with Oklahoma, Boise State, getting to experience some of these games, getting to be a part of it's really, really special, for these guys up on this stage, but also for our team.
Well, obviously, a lot of credit goes to Oregon. They have a fine team, and they obviously laid it on us today. And we knew we would have to play really well to compete and have a chance to win the game. And they did a lot of things that made it challenging on us. So hats off to them. I'm proud of our team. we kept fighting. You know, we had some opportunities there, especially in the first half, and some things going our way to maybe keep it closer and have a chance. But we kept playing through 4 quarters. That's hard to do when you get beat like the way we were. But I'm not going to let today, and our team's not going to let today diminish what they were able to accomplish over 13 weeks. We wish we would have played better today, no doubt. And I think the biggest lesson that we as a team and a program have to learn is when you play in these big stages, big moments, what do you have to do consistently? What do you have to give up to make sure that you can play your best? Because our chance was to play our best game. We didn't play our best game.
All right, Troy. Well, that was the fun and the negative of the beauty of losing such a blowout game. Again, we were hoping for that David and Goliath to have been a little closer, at least have some fun. I'm sure a lot of TVs turned off and started getting ready for the Michigan game that, again, coming up. So we talk about the national championships. So we talk about all these things that are going on. We can make picks and predictions for you, Troy, because this is going to air and people see it in perpetuity anyway. So your thoughts on the Final Four?
Yeah, I'll start with Michigan and Alabama. I think that's going to be a really good game. Alabama was hoping to get in, and Michigan wasn't very happy with that. So I think Alabama will win that game. It's going to be a close game. I'll say 31-27. And then the other, I think this one's going to be the best game of the evening, and it's the later game. And I'm going to go with Washington in a close one, 31 over Tech. And national championship, I mean, you can't. It's hard to pick against Alabama. Nick Saban's been doing this for years, but I mean, my personal pick would be Washington. But I just think Alabama, once they get in this situation, the experience shows, and they just know how to win these games.
Yeah, and of course, with everything that's happened in Michigan, Jim Harbaugh's almost become like the Yankees and the hated guy, and nobody wants to see them do well. But whatever it is, and in fact, Adam Schefter reported earlier today that I think Harbaugh has retained a NFL type agent. So we'll see what happens in the next few days after the dust settles, and if there is a Michigan in the championship game in a week or whatever. But Troy, as we close, final thoughts for being at your first Fiesta Bowl game and what it was like to check out the ambiance of teams that maybe nobody in the state of Arizona cared?
Yeah, it was great to come out here and experience this great bowl game. I mean, I wish it would the score would have been a little closer for the people that traveled here. I mean, Oregon overall was a great experience, had a great time, and look forward to covering more of these in the future.
All right. Well, we will see you in a couple of weeks at the Super Bowl. And again, thank everybody that follows Geary Stein and Stevens for this special Fiesta Bowl edition of the Geary Stein and Stevens Show. And again, make sure you follow us on your home TV and all of the other platforms that we have with Spotify and everything like that. It's been a great year in 2023, and we're going to continue to showcase and give you some of the biggest, brightest names in sports and entertainment and politics and music and all the people that we've had all through 2022 and 2023. So for Dave Stevens and Troy Geary, it has been fun watching you at the Fiesta Bowl. Hope you guys are enjoying your evening. And again, have a safe and happy 2024. How many times am I going to screw that up, Troy? It's now 2024.
I'm going to have to learn how to not write 23 on everything.
All right, and if you guys want to continue to support us, follow Geary Stein and Stevens on all social media platforms. For Troy, Dave, and wherever the heck Will is, I'm Dave Stevens. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to the Geary Stein and Stevens Show. Follow us on social media, watch us on yourhometv.com, or now we're on Roku. Download it and watch us, and thanks for tuning in. Until next time, America.